Thank you. So use please change the time. So when we can connect, like initially we have taking class at 2 p.m. Which time was more suitable for us? Like 8 p.m. or at 5, 2 p.m. was best. Okay, 2 p.m. or 11 a.m. So we had launched the poll before shifting the time, correct? We have given the three options there: 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. So most of you guys have selected the 8 p.m. That's why we have shifted the our program. You can practice on your laptop as well using the like IntelliJ IDEA, or you can use Lead Code, GFG, and you can also practice on Rango Test as well. There are multiple platforms you can use. So for today class, we are gonna learn about the arrays. So can anyone tell what are the array or why we use array? Like suppose I am a class teacher and there are 5 students. I want to store their marks. Correct. So I have a, collection of 5 students, or I am in a class where we have 5 students, and we want to store their marks. What we have to do? We can store it for current, like for current knowledge. What we can do? We can create a int mark 1 equal to 80, int mark 2 equal to 90, int mark 3. Similarly for the int mark 5. Correct. So that's how we can store currently. But what will happen when we have hundreds of students in our class, or we have 70, 80, thousands of students, or we have a data for the thousands row? What we have to do? So we can store it inside our array. Correct. We have a array where we can store same type of data type using the array. So how we can define an array? What is the basic requirement for an array? Array is a data structure that used to store the similar types of data in contiguous manner. Correct. Which have fixed length as well. In Java, our array have fixed length. So once we define an array and given its size, we cannot change it. Correct. That's and then we use array here. Or wait a minute. I will start our IntelliJ ID and create a new class. We are creating a class here. So we create as day 6 arrays or similar day 6 class. After that, we can create a main function here. Inside it, if we have to store our student or we have to store our data, what we have to do? We simply write it like a student 1 equal to 10, or int student. Wait a minute. Screen is not set. ठीक है. So we have created a like int student 1 equal to 10, student 2 equal to 30. Similarly, we can create multiple students, but what will happen when we have the large data set? We have to store hundreds of data in our data types. So it will be a hassle to store each and every data type, create a new data type and store it inside it. Correct? And it will be very difficult to manage it as well. So whenever we want to store multiple values of the same type, we use an array. Correct? So when we have to store multiple values of the same data type, we use array to store multiple values of same data type. Correct? We store in array is used to store multiple values of same data types. And after that, what we can do? One. So in array, there is some properties like in array, we can store only one value per index. So there is some conditions to create an array. First will be it should have same data type. Correct? And second will be second condition we have for the array. What is the second condition? It stores
in a contiguous memory location.
Yeah, one value per index. So what is index here? What is index? We are storing one value per index. So you can say we have multiple boxes, like we have a contiguous boxes. So third property is it stores data in a contiguous manner. So in array we store data in a contiguous manner. So first we have in first index we have stored value 1, in second index we have stored value 2, in third index we have stored value 3. So that's how we can store data in our array. Like if we have a flat or we have a building or an apartment, in that apartment we have multiple buildings. So there can be a flat 101, flat 102, flat 103. Similarly, we can have multiple flats in a single building. Correct? So that's how we can store in our data. So every flat has its own number. Array elements also have their own index. Similarly, we have a apartment or we have a building. In that building we have multiple flats. Correct? There is a flat number 101, second flat number has 102, third flat number has 103. Similarly, our array has indexes. So in our array we had indexes. So it can be contiguous memory. It can be 101, 104, or 10. We can say like 101, 102, 103. So similarly, we had a memory index for our array. So in array elements also have its own indexes. Similarly, I will take an example of train. We have multiple seats, and each seat has their own number. That's how we our array has worked. So to declare our array, what we have to do? To declare our array, we have a syntax. So first we will add a data type. To declare or create an array, what we have to do? We have to create an data type. After that, we use square bracket. What this square bracket represents? This square bracket represent that this data type, this value is not an integer, or this is not a normal data type. It is an array of that data type. So what we can do? We have to define a data type here. After that, what we have to do? We use square brackets. After that, we can provide a name for that data array. After that, we have a new. What new keyword do? It new keyword assign a new memory for our array. when we use any new in a when we use new keyword, what it will do, it assigns some memory to that data type or that array as well. Correct. So we have created an new array. So here we have to write the data type again, and inside it we have to provide a size. So what is this size is? We are declaring that our array has this number of indexes, or we can say we are declaring size of our array. So like if we have an building and in that building we have only 10 rooms, so we have to declare it initially. So when we are creating that apartment, we are starting that building that apartment, we have to define that our apartment has only 10 floors. Correct. So in that time we have 10 floors or 10 flats. So in that thing, like we are defining a size here. Similarly, we are defining size in our array here. So if we create an array, we create an integer array for now, named as marks equal to new int, and here we can define size as 5. So what will be the indexes for our array now? What will be the indexes for our array? Our array has 5 boxes which will start from 0. So
0 to
first
4.
index will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So smallest index of our array will be 0, and largest index of our array, what it will be? It will be 4. So that's how we can declare our array. So is it clear why we have written int here? Why we have created that symbol? Why we have written this name and new keyword, and then how we define our size here? So in this, what we are doing, we are just simply creating an array of some data type, and using this symbol we are defining that it is an array, and here we are writing a name. It can be anything like marks, students, or anything. After that, we are creating a new memory allocation. We are providing a new memory allocation for our array, and we redefining our integer. We need size of 5 here. So we have created an array of size 5. We are like, there is a point we have discussed before, like it should have same data type. Correct. So there, to create an array in Java, we have some conditions, like it should have same data types. So we cannot store something like uh, Nikhil, we cannot store it here. If we try to store a string data type inside our integer array, it will give us an error. Correct. So to define a string array, we have to create a new array with only string data type. So it will be wrong here. If we have to create an string array, what we have to do? We have to just create an array names equal to new string, and here we have to store the size as well. So it will create a array of strings. Similarly, we can create array of multiple data types like boolean or double float. We can create any array of any data type here, but there should be same data type all over the array. We cannot store value of other data type inside a array. Different data types, like if I try to assign a value names 0 equal to 9, what it will do? What it will do, it shows us an error. Why? Because we are trying to store integer inside our names array, which has the type of string. So that's how we cannot store another data type inside a some other data types array. So here we can store Nikhil properly. We can store string inside our names. On in our names array, we can only store string only. Correct? If we have to try like marks 9 equal to 7. Here it is not showing any error. Correct? Here it is not showing any error. But when it is not show any error on the compile time. But when we try to run this program, will it throw us an error or not? If we try to run this program, what will happen? It will throw some exception for us. So if we try to run it, what will happen? Exception in thread main.java.lang array index out of bound exception. What is this? Index 9 out of bound for length 5. What is happening here? Why we are getting an exception here? Here it is not showing any error. Correct? In this syntax it is not showing any error for us. But why it is showing error like index 9 out of bound for length 5? Because we have given this array only space of 5 integers. Correct? We have allocated only 5 integers space for this our marks array, but we are trying to store 7 at the ninth index, so it will throw us an out of bound exception. Is it clear? If we try to store it like this, it will not show any error and it will run fine. Correct? We didn't get any error here when we try to run it. So it is clear for everyone why we cannot store different data types in a single array. We have to provide the size and we cannot store any data exceeding that size. It stores data in a contiguous manner and array has indexes. So indexes will be for this array will be 0 to 4. We cannot store beyond that. So in marks and names array, we can store only data for the 0 to 4 index. We cannot store for the 5 index, 6 index, 7 index, or any other index. Correct? Is it clear?
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
Sir, how much bit of data can we store in a particular entity?
It is depend on what we are storing, like what is the data type for it. If you
Okay,
are
like
storing an integer,
yeah.
if you are creating an integer, it will store 4 data type. It will store 4 byte of data,
Okay, 4
which will
bytes.
be a 4 into 8, 32 bits
32 bits of data per entity.
for integer array.
Complete array.
Not on complete array, for a single index.
For a single index. That is the maximum limit, right?
Yes. So after that, what we have, like if we try to create a double array, it will store the data for double data type. And if we are trying to create a Boolean array, then it will store only Boolean data types. So arrays can be created for each and every data types we had. So new keyword is clear for everyone. Why we use new? So whenever Java sees new keyword, it allocates memory to that part, or it reserve memory for that operation. So here we have created a new array and defined it using the new keyword. So it reserve the memory for 5 string data types. Yes, if we try to store a value like this 9.9 here, what it is showing? Required type is int and provided double. So it will gives us an compile error here, syntax error or compile error. And how we can assign value? We can directly assign value on the index of our array. So that's how we can assign values here. to assign values, what we can do, we just simply write our array name and index. Inside the index we can store the value. So like names 0, names 1 equal to Sisir, or names 2 equal to Deepak. Similarly, we can store until 5 till 4 index. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Correct? That's how we can assign values inside our array. So 0. So if we say names 3 equal to uns and names 4 equal to what value have stored at the third index. Here, what is the value of third index in names?
Deepak.
Third index.
Uns.
Uns. So it will be confusing for everyone. Like we are checking for the third index, but if we count from here, it will be 1, 2, 3. Then it will be Deepak. But in array, we have to count from 0, not 1. When we are creating an array, we have to count from the 0, not 1. So this is the pretty much similar, or we can say common confusion in the in array. When we learn about the array, it will be a pretty common confusion we get. So for the third index we had uns, or if we ask what is the value for the second index, it will be Deepak. Correct? So is it clear how we store data in our array, or how we use indexing in our array? Any confusion in this? Any confusion in this?
No, sir.
Correct. So if we have to print the values of this array names, how we can print? We similarly do south names 0. What it will print?
Nikhil.
Oh, okay. And if we write it like this,
Uns.
fourth index, it will be swam, not uns. Third index is uns. Correct? So that's how we can print our data inside our, like if we try to run this program, what we will get? Swam. Correct? Because we have used index 4. If we try to print the index 5, what we will get? If we try to print our index 5, what we will get here?
Error.
It will be an exception here. Index 5 out of bound for length 5. Correct? So what happen if we have a number of we have in names, we have it has size of 100. If we have an array which has size of 500, how we can print each and every value? Or we can say how we can traverse our array?
Loop.
Correct? We can use loop, because writing or printing each one by one, it will be a hassle for us, or it will be very difficult to print each and every name one by one. So what we can do, we can just simply use a loop here. So what will be the loop here? What we have to do, we have to create a int I equal to 0, and up there is a pretty much like a confusion here. If we try to traverse an array for initially for 5, So what will be the value we have to write here? Condition. What will be the condition of array
Array
for
dot
this column?
length.
I is less
We have
than
to
names dot length.
I less than array dot length. I greater
less
than array.
names dot length.
Names.
So this is an our array function names dot length, which return us the length of our array. Here we know our length has five. Our array has only five length, but sometimes we cannot figure out if we are asking our user to insert the length of our array, then we didn't know what is the length of our array. So we can use simply this function names dot length. What it
And I
will return? It will return us the length of our arrays, which will be 5. Names dot length, what it will return?
I plus
increment.
plus one.
5. If we try to print it, length, what it will return? 5, correct? If we try to, yeah, sorry, this is a property, because it is a, you can say, property or variable inside our class of array. So it
I
is
think the print function has to be
public
inside the
minor
for
int
loop.
length. If it will be a function, we have to write it like this, correct? If it is a length is a function, we have to write it like this, because it is a property of our array, so we can directly write it like a names dot length. So can anyone tell if we have a, will it work for this as well? Will it work for the string as well?
I think that
Yes,
will
sir.
work, but then
It is work.
If we are trying
it
to
will
get the length of our string, what names 4 will return here? Names
For Sam.
4
Swam.
will return swam. So it is a string. Swam is a string here. So if we try to get the length of it, we cannot directly get the length, because our string doesn't have any property dot length. It is giving us a value of names dot length, not the names string dot length. If we have a string, what we can do? We just write it like this. Then what will happen? If we try to get the length of our names 4, what it will return? It will return 6, correct? Why it is working? Because string as a function names as length, so we can directly call our function length on our any string. If we have called it on the names 2, it will return the length of Deepak. If we call it for the names of 3, so we will get length of Ans here. So what will be the output here? 4, correct? But when we try to get the length of our array, it will be a property here. It is clear? Correct. So array has property length and string has function length. So if we try to print each and every value of our names, what we can do? We simply have to provide marks I. What this I do?
New.
What will
Array
this I
index.
do? It will print from 0th index to names dot length minus 1. It is we are starting our I variable from 0. We are starting our I variable from 0 and iterating it to the names dot length minus 1, which is 4, correct? If we try to print I here,
it
what
should
will
it
be the
should
value?
be
0, 1, 2, 3,
names.
and 4. So if we
I think
run
that
this,
should be length, not marks.
okay, sorry, it will be names, because in our marks marks is also array here. We have created a marks array as well. So when we try to print it, it will show us some value like this: 0 0 0 9 0, and 5 will be from here. If we try to print the marks here, what we are getting, it will also print, because we have assigned a value of at marks 3 at equal to 9, so it will print 0 0 0 9 and 0. So each and every index has the value of 0 until we assign some value here there. Correct? If it is an integer array, we can assign value like this, and if we didn't assign any value there, it will be 0 initially. When we create an array, it assign a 0 value to each index. If we try to print the names I, what will happen? If we try to print the names I, we will get each name in our array. If I comment this, what will happen? If we comment it, what will happen? We get null value. Is it interesting? When we are printing the marks array without assigning any value, what it will be printing us? What it is returning? 0. Correct? And when we try to print our names array without any value assigned to it, what it is returning? Null. So in the string array, we get null value stored. Correct? So there is a called as default value. For string array, we had null. For integer array, we have 0. Is it clear? If we try to say Boolean array, and print it, what will be the output here? False, false, false. Correct? If we try to create an array for Boolean and run it without assigning any value, what it stored by default? False. If we are creating an Boolean array, it has the default value of false. Similarly, for the like integer, we have default value 0, and for the string, we have default value null, and for our Boolean, similarly, we have default value of false. Is it clear? Similarly, for other data types as well. For double, it will be 0.0. It will store the default value for each array on their own. And if we have to get the, can anyone tell me how can we create an array by defining the size taking from user? You can write a question. Question is, take size and value input from user for integer array. What we can do here? What we have to do here? To take the size and value input from user for int array.
We use scanner class and store the value in length or n variable. Then after declaring the array, we have to do that and print.
Correct. So what we have to do? We have to create an scanner class. And we use scanner class to create a SC variable and scanner system dot in. Correct? So it will be our scanner class. What we have to do then? We have to create a array name as marks, or we can say num new int array, and we will provide the size here. So where from where we have to create the size, we have to take it from user. So we have to define it here, size equal to what we have to do now, sc dot
next integer.
correct. We have to provide the sc dot next int for our size. After that, what we have to do, we have to create a for loop. Why for loop?
I equal to 0 start
And I less than
norms dot
size. We had size now, so we can directly use size here.
Yes.
So after that, what we have to do,
Print
num of I. What we have to print? Currently we didn't assign any value to our array, correct? So first we have to assign some value inside our array, and we are taking input from user, not directly assigning some value here. So what we have to do here, we simple next int, and that's it. That's how we can simply get our array filled by the user input values. So it for num, what it will do, for int I equal to 0, it will take one input and insert it into the num 0 index. Similarly for 1, similarly for 2, similarly for 3, and until size goes. Correct? After that, what we have to do, we have to print it as well. So to print it, what we have to do, we similarly do num I here. So if we try to run this program, it will ask us for the size first. So I can provide it 5, and then we have to provide the 5 values here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So I provided the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our array, and our array consists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is stored inside our array. We are from where we are accessing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this loop. In first loop, what we are doing, we are just taking input from user, and in next loop, what we are doing, we are simply printing it out. Is it clear? How we can take input from user and how we can simply print it using for loop. We already know about this, correct? We already know about this, and we also know about this sc.nextInt. What we are doing now, we are creating a for loop, using integer I equal to 0 to size minus 1, and we are inserting each and every value which is inputted by the, or which is inserted by the user inside our num array. So that's how we can create an array and take user input values, and we can print it using the for loop as well. So we have taken an array. Now we have a question. Calculate sum of num array. How we can calculate sum of num array? How we can calculate sum of num array? What we have to do to calculate the sum of our num array? We can use same loop.
Plus, yes, sir, sum plus.
Before it, we have to define a sum here.
Sum
What will be the value of sum equal to 0, and after that we have to simply do sum plus equal to num of I. So what it will do? It will add each and every value of our num array inside our sum. So in the end, what we will get? Sum. So if we try to run it,
सर नेम्स की जगह पर वहाँ पे नाम होगा ना
okay, okay.
लूप में
हाँ num dot length. If we provide 5 here and provide the value like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. What will be the output? 150, which is our sum. Correct? So we can write a program to calculate the sum of our num array by using for loop as well. We have done it previously as well, like summing the numbers or summing some array numbers, etc. So now we are doing it using the array, and we are creating an for loop, and that inside that for loop we are just simply putting, or we can say adding those number into our sum variable. After that, what we can do, if we have to write a program to calculate average of num array, what we have to do? If we have to calculate the average of our num array, what we have to do?
जो सम निकल के आएगा उसे उसे नंबर ऑफ हमारे पास वेरिएबल उससे डिवाइड कर
We have written multiple times like sum plus sum. What it will do? What we are doing here, like writing the sum in string, then we are providing the plus sign and sum. So this is our string and this is our integer. What is we are doing here? What are we doing here? We are just concatenating two values, because one of the value is string. If we try to concatenate anything with string, it will become string. If we try to concatenate anything with a string, it will become a string. So this number is also become as string here. To calculate the average, what we have to do? What is the formula for average? Average equal to
We already
sum
size.
yes,
Correct?
the sum divide by the size. Yes. So we already have the sum. We can simply use the sum and divide by the size.
We already calculated this sum in this function. We have already created in this for loop. We have already created the sum. Now what we have to do? Be simple. Write it integer average equal to sum divided by size, or we can also write it like this, simple, directly print it, average plus sum divided by size. So it will give us average of our So if we try to run it again, we have to provide the size of our array. Then we will try to provide same numbers, 40, 50, sum is 150 and average is 30. Correct? So what it has done, it first calculated sum divided by size, then it is concatenated into our string here. So it doesn't concatenate it directly. First it has done this calculation, after that it concatenated with our average here. Correct? So what is happening here? it is writing it like 150 divided by 5 and add it into our average string. So what it has returned? It returned average plus average is 30 and sum is 150. Correct? Is it clear? And we have a, but it can be difficult for everyone, not for everyone, program to get the maximum number in our num array. How we can get the maximum number in our array? What will be the logic here we can apply to get the maximum number in our num array?
Sir, we have to check one number to every number. Is it greater or not? Then we have to check by second number. So we have used two loops here.
So we can assign a very minimum number and then we apply the property like if there is a number bigger than this number, then we change that number to that particular integer. And this is gonna be continue in the loop.
Correct. So what we have to do, we just have what we can do, we simply create a maximum number, and after that what we can do, we just simply compare each and every number inside our array, and in the last what we will get, we get maximum number. So to do this, we can in a simple way we can do like create a max variable, and we can, for now we can also assign num0 for it. So what we are doing here, we are assigning a num0 value to our maximum. We are assuming that our num0 is maximum for now. Correct? We are assuming that num0 is maximum, and after that what we are doing, we are running a loop int I equal to 0, I less than size I plus plus, and we can do, okay, there will be no issue if we do from 0 as well. But what we have to do, if max is less than num of I, we have a condition. If max is less than num of I, what we have to do here? If our max is less than num of I, what we can do? We need a maximum number now. So we have to
Now we
store.
can update the maximum.
So we have to store that value inside our maximum value. Correct? So here we will simply do num I, and at the end we will get system.out, and we can print maximum here. So we can write it like maximum space plus. So it will be more readable for us. We try to run it. 5, 10, 30, 29, or we can say 25, 32. Maximum is 32, sum is 126, average 25. Correct? So how we are getting? First, our in this condition, we had in our maximum, what we have? In our maximum, we have 10. Correct? In the beginning, what we have in our maximum? 10. And so first we have compared it from the 10. 10 is equal to 10, so it will not change it. After that 30 is greater than 10, so we change it from 10 to 30, and after that we get 29. 30 is greater than 29, so no change. 25, no change. 32, our maximum become 32. If we have a negative value, what will happen? If we try to write it like this, if we have a value like 9 minus 7 minus 6 minus 3 or minus 2 minus 8, what will happen? What is the maximum value here? -2. Why it is working now? Because we are doing a linear search here, correct? We are you can say we are comparing one by one each and every value of our array, and we are assigning num0 into our max. So num0 is also compared by each and every number here, so it will still work here. Is it clear? Any doubt in this? After that, we can similarly write for the lowest mark as well. If we have to create a minimum marks, we have to just revert this condition here. And but for the standard practice, we doesn't use num0 here. There we have a inside our java.lang we have integer, and inside that integer we have a min value. So what it is? What is the min value? Min value is a variable inside our integer class which defines the minimum value of our integer. So if we try to print it, integer dot min value, before the program run, integer dot min value, and similarly we had system dot out dot println, and we have integer dot max value. So inside our integer class we had min value and max value. So what it represent? It represent minimum value of integer can store and maximum value integer can store here. So if we try to print it, what we get? -21474, and similarly for the maximum value as well. So how we can use it? Minimum value or maximum value? How we can use them? What is the use of these minimum value or maximum value? So for this maximum or minimum program, what we can do, when we need to calculate the maximum, we assign our maximum as minimum value. So if any value is greater than that minimum value, it will replace our max. And when we are trying to get the minimum value, like we have to calculate the minimum number from that array, what we can assign? We can assign maximum value of it. Simple. Is it clear? When we have to use min value or when we have to use maximum value of integer. When we are trying to get the maximum number, we assign minimum value to our maximum. And when we are trying, if what happen if I have assigned here 0, if I have assigned the 0 in our maximum, then we try to run this program. So then any negative value comes in our program, it will become, it can give us an error in that case. Or we have assigned some 100 value here, or something else, like in minimum we have assigned the 0, and we have a minimum value like -1, -2, -3. So it can give us an error as well. So to reduce the chance of error, we can use similarly integer dot min value or maximum value. If we have to write a program, question, write a program to search a number inside our array, how we can do it? Or we can write a program to get the index of number inside our array. If we have to get the index of some number inside our array, what we have to do? it can be referred as linear search. We can say it as a linear search. Why it is linear search? Because we are traversing each and every index to get that number. We can use linear search to get the index of number inside our array. Correct? So what we have to do, like we have an array integer values new int array, it has size of 6, or we can simply assign values here 1 2 3 7 5 7 9 0. Here see this, here I am not assigning any size here. Inside this array we are not defining any size, we are just simply writing values inside our array. So it will work, and we have moved this bracket from integer to values. Is it correct? Can we traverse our array values as well? Can we traverse our array values like before, or it will give us an error? Will it work or it will give us an error? If we try to access our array like this, will it work? Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm audible now?
Nikhil, are we done with the class?
No.
Okay,
Wait a
okay.
minute.
Just let me know once we complete, okay?
Okay. So it will also work. Like we can also define our array like this. This doesn't matter if we write it here as well, it will also work. If we try to write it here as well, it will also work. Correct? Similarly here as well, like when we are trying to assign this num array, we can also write it like this as well. So bracket can be at data type or name as well. So it doesn't matter. And what we are doing, why we are not giving the size here? Because we are assigning the static values inside our array, so it doesn't require any size, because we have already defined the values of these kinds of numbers. So it has already taken the size of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if we try to print the size of our array, what it will give us? If we try to print this size of our array, what it will give us? 7. Correct? So it also work like same before. It will also work how we are creating array using the size variable. So arrays are clear. Arrays are clear. Or any doubt inside in the array?
Sir, how does the memory allocation going to work?
What?
Memory allocation.
Memory allocation in array.
Yeah.
So memory allocation, if we say, like we are creating an array, integer array, correct? We have created an array of integer here. So integer has memory of 4, or if we want to store, like integer has the value of we can say So we have created an array of integer here. So if we check, integer has the integer store only 32 bytes. We have like I have explained it in the start, like integer stored the 30 bytes, 32 bytes. So what will happen here if we create an array? So each integer storing inside our array has the 32 bits, sorry, but not bytes. It has only 4 bytes, or you can say 4 bytes. So inside our integer we have 32 bits, or it can store 4 bytes. So we have an integer value of like we have an array of values. So it has stored here 32 bits data. It has stored 32 bits data. Similarly, for each and every index, it will storing here 32 bits of data. And if we created an array of byte, it will be storing 8 bits of data in each and every index. Correct? If we are creating an array for the short, or we can say long, if we have created an array for long, what it is storing? Long has the memory allocation of 8 bytes. Long has the memory allocation of 8 bytes. So it will store 8 byte data at each and every index. Similarly, for other data types like float, double, char, each data types have its their own capacity. So it will store similarly for each and every data type as well. Like for short, it will storing the 16 bits, and for the long it will be storing 64 bits, and for the float it will be storing 32 bits, and for double it will be storing 64 bits. Our char has the 16 bits of data, 2 bytes. Boolean has 1 byte data in an array. So if we say like our integer array value, this array has the size of 7, correct? This value array has size of 7. Our value array has size of 7, correct? So it will store memory, it take what will be the memory it will take? It will acquiring our values array, acquiring how much of memory? 32 bits into 7, not bytes. 32 bits into 7, because we have the size of 7. So 32 bits, 32 bits, 32 bits, 32 bits, 32 bits. Similarly for the each index. So it will be storing the memory of, or it will be taking the memory of 32 into 7 bits, not byte. Why not byte? Or we can say, or 4 into 7 bytes, which will be 28 bytes here. So our values array has 28 bytes of memory allocated. So in our values array, we had 28 bytes of memory allocated for our value. Is it clear how our integer array, or how our array stored the memory? How
Yes,
much
sir, it is clear.
takes?
But sir, there is one more thing I want to clear, that is the array stored the element itself, or it is using some reference to that value?
Not the reference, because our array here we have studied like it stored data in a contiguous manner, correct?
Okay.
It stores the data in a contiguous manner. So what is contiguous? Like it is storing let's suppose let's suppose we have assigned our CPU assigned memory to an array as a random value, correct? It assigned value as a random value. So it is assigning an address of 105 to our starting our index from the 105. Then what will be the index next? 109. If we take an as a byte, 10910, or you can say for 4-bit we are using 104, so it will be easier. 108, then we have 112, similarly we have 116, and that's it. If we try to print the SOUT values, let's check it as well. If we try to print this value, what it will return? What it is returning? A random value.
77164, a random value.
Because before creating an array, we are using new keyword, right? So it is creating an object. So as each and every object has their address as well. So it is returning the address for this array, not value for it. It is returning an random address for our values array.
So basically an array stores the address of that particular element. Like
Yeah.
it stores the address for 32. And what if we replace 32 with any other value, like we replace it by 52?
It is the address of whole array, not the for each and every index.
Okay, it is for the whole array.
So this address is represents our values array. And if we try to get the address of it directly, can we get? If we try to, if we need we want to get the address of value 0, can we get it? We can't get it. Why? Because Java hides those addresses. That's why in Java language we cannot modify memory. That's why there is no memory management in our Java. Java handles memory management it's by itself. That's why it has garbage collector.
Okay.
That's why it has garbage collector. So we don't have to wipe the memory by our own. Or we can in C++ there is a concept named as malloc. So what that malloc do? It provide us the memory management. We can assign the address. So here we cannot directly assign any address to our Java, but we can say it is we can check it as a conceptual value, theoretically. So we can suppose our initial address 104, then other value is stored at 108, and next value will be stored at 112 because it is stored data in a contiguous manner. Correct? So is it clear?
So it means the reference or the value is managed itself by the Java, and we have no choice to see it, or
we cannot access the address of any value directly. It is sharing this address as well encrypted address we have got here.
Okay.
And why doesn't Java show addresses? Because Java provides memory safety, automatic garbage collection, platform independence as well, protection against pointer related bugs. So in Java we cannot use pointers as well. In C++ and C we have a concept named as pointer as well, right? In C++ we can create pointers and manage the memory by. That's why you have seen C++ is more used in the game development and OS developments. Correct? So when we are creating an OS or we are learning about the OS development or game development, C++ preferred most rather than Java, because in Java we cannot manage the memory. That's why Java is used in financial softwares most. In financial softwares, we use Java, so no one can directly attack on our memory. In C, we have something like, if we say in C, what we have, printf, percentage p, correct? Percentage p and ARR 0. That's how we can get the address of our in C, we can get the address using this. If you guys have learned about the C, you get this printf, and here we can get the address of our each and every element as well. So but it is not possible in Java. So what it will return, it can return 104 or 10. What will it will return the address of that value inside C only. It will return inside C. C exposes the address because it supports pointers, but our Java doesn't supports pointers, so we cannot expose our address. Is it clear?
Okay, got it.
Any other doubt?
No, nothing from my side.
So we start string today or in tomorrow class?
We can start
What
it
is
tomorrow
your-
because it's a dinner time also.
Okay. I think we should have a small break after 1 hour. We are taking the 1 hour class only, Bhushan. We are taking only 1 hour or 1.5 hour of class.
Okay, Nikhil, are we winding up the class?
Yes.
Okay.
So we will
Thank you
discuss
so much.
about these
Thank you
things
so much, Nikhil.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So, guys, we have opened up the feedback. So, please feel free to share the feedback for the training. We are continuously working on improving the feedback. We are rigorously working on your feedback. Whatever you guys are suggesting to us to all follow the improvements, we all are following up that, right? So, it would be a artly request from our side. Please open the portal, renkotes.com, go to your training curriculum, go to day 6, day 7, whatever is today, and where array and strings are mentioned. Please share the feedback for this, right? We are capturing the attendance of the audience via that. So it is compulsory for everyone. Yeah, video we will be sharing, don't worry. There was some technical glitch today. By today, we would have been shared all the past days, day 5 videos. But there is a small, slight technical glitch due to which we were unable to share. So we will be sharing it by tomorrow shortly, anyhow. So please, I would request everyone, please log into the portal and share your feedback. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for attending the class. Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you, sir. So today's class is at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, what will be the timings, sir? 8 p.m. or we have to change
Yeah,
it?
same. Nikhil, we will continue with this 8 p.m. batch itself.
Okay.